Hello everyone, my name is Zacharias, and this is Thank You Universe. And thank you so much for joining here with me today. Today we're going to talk about the coronavirus, COVID-19, the Rona, the thing that everyone is fearing going around. Because a lot of people, I'm sure you've noticed, there's kind of a growing pandemic around this coronavirus. People are very confused, they don't know what's going on, there's a lot of misinformation, people are afraid, and people are making some interesting decisions because of their fear. But fear not, my friends, we do not need to be afraid. Everything's going to be okay. The virus isn't going to wipe out humanity. We're going to keep going. We're going to stay safe. And so today I want to talk about how we can energetically deal with all of this going on, the elements of chaos at play that are affecting all of our emotions, because we are one collective, we are one human species, and we are all interconnected, all the creatures, all the living beings on this planet. Hippie vibes, yes. And so because we are all connected, we all have energetic connections, and the emotions that we feel, they affect what we feel. So what's going on in the collective with all this confusion and panic and fear is affecting people on an individual basis. So I've heard a lot of people talking about the fear and the anxiety that they've been experiencing, and people have been having weird symptoms and they don't know why. They're like, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel this dread? Why do I feel this sensation? Even if they're not watching the fear-mongering media that's telling you be afraid, go buy all the toilet paper, people are still experiencing this regardless of how they are feeling individually about the coronavirus and all the fear that's going around, because there's an energetic connection, and a lot of people aren't quite aware of this, and so they ask, why do I feel afraid? I'm not worried about the coronavirus. Why am I feeling this sickness? Why am I feeling this headache? Why am I feeling this stress? Why am I having anxiety attacks? And again, there's a lot of people who are having anxiety and fear over the virus, but it's affecting everyone regardless of your individual level of fear. So to everyone experiencing the fear, the connection, the collective, the panic that's going on, I want to really encourage you to think about what energy you are tapping into. Because the energy that you choose to focus on is what will manifest in your life and what will affect you. So if you're online reading about the coronavirus and all the conspiracy theories, or you're watching the mainstream media that's just like bombarding you, fear, fear, be afraid, the world is ending, you're tapping into that energy, and so that is what you are choosing to experience in your life. But we don't need to tap into that energy. We don't need to tap into the fear. This is a big moment for humanity, regardless of whether you think that some government manufactured the virus, or whether you think it's just a naturally occurring virus from people eating bats in marketplaces and whatnot. Whatever you believe, this is a big moment for humanity, because a lot of people are becoming more aware of the global connection, of this energetic connection, because we are all experiencing this together. And so for a lot of people, this is a big wake-up call. A wake-up call to examine your life. And I'd really encourage everyone to be really conscious. Take a step back before you make any fear-based decisions. Be conscious of how you are responding to your environment. How are you responding to the things that are being sent towards you, the energy, the messages of fear, or the messages of encouragement. And really try to consciously choose to act out of love and faith and peace rather than fear. Because we all know that people make terrible decisions when they're afraid. Pretty much every horrible thing that has ever happened collectively to humanity, like all the world wars, genocide, things like that, they're motivated by fear. And we don't want to motivate our actions by fear. We want to keep getting better. We want to keep waking up and realizing that we are all connected, and that we can have this beautiful experience instead of one that's just like, oh God, what's going on? The world is falling apart. And so this is a time to choose, do I want to live my life afraid, in fear, reacting based on my fears, or do I want to create the life that I want to live with love and hope and inspiration? And now is the time where a lot of people can have the opportunity to choose the old way of thinking, the fear mindset. I have to take care of myself, hoard all the supplies, protect my family. Or we can choose an interconnected, happy life, relying on each other. So a lot of people have been forced to take a halt to their normal day-to-day lifestyle. The on the grind, working all the time, always just on the go, and a lot of things have come to a halt, and so people are forced to confront their inner demons. And so a lot of people have been, in a way, almost forced to confront the way that they've been living their lives, because you have a moment to take a step back and look at the way you've been living, because you're not living that way right now. For a lot of people, they can't go to work, they've been at home a lot of people are in isolation, social isolation, or maybe you're at home and you're spending more time with your family. That's a good example of something good that has come from this epidemic, is that a lot of people have been spending a lot more time with their friends and family and learning to rely on each other and to have fun and just enjoy living life with the people that you are close to, with the people that you live with. So part of this energetic solution is tapping in to love instead of fear. Spend time with your family, spend time reflecting on yourself and the way that you live your life, and choosing motivation out of your desires rather than your fears. You want to choose and manifest the things that you do want to have happen, not the things that you don't want to have happen. So choosing things out of fear is choosing to react based on things that you don't want to have happen, and that's what you're focusing on, and what you focus on grows and manifests in your life. So you want to choose joy and happiness and sharing moments with other people and creating the life that you want to live, and focus on those good things that you do want to have happen. So again, be very conscious of the energy that you're tapping into, because it's all out there in the collective. Yes, there's a lot of fear going on with the media and people panicking and buying out all the supplies at the grocery stores, but there is also a lot of peace going on. A lot of people have had more time to reflect, more time to take a moment for themselves and unwind from the very fast-paced, inhumane lifestyle. I feel like a lot of us are working or going to school, and we're just always on the grind trying to sustain our lives. And we also spend a lot of time in cyberspace, online, on social media, on the internet, on YouTube, whatever it may be. And so with everything shutting down, people are kind of coming awake from their sleep in cyberspace, and they're being a cog in the machine and just working, trying to survive. So this is a good moment for humanity to really reflect and think about how we want to move forward with this. And honestly, life has been very hard in the corporate capitalist system that so many of us are affected by. And a lot of people I know have had the thought, maybe you've had this yourself, things can't possibly keep going the way that they have been going. It is not sustainable. The way that we have been affecting the earth, the way that most people have not been living full, actualized lives because of the way that things are set up economically. So this is a good chance to reflect and choose to rely on each other and create the change that we want to create in this world. And speaking of relying on each other, if you're feeling the good vibes here and you'd like to support the channel, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe. Also, I've got a Patreon that you can donate to if you'd like to support the channel. Links down below. Just gotta get that quick plug in there because I often forget to do that in my videos. But we can choose to help each other out. And we can also choose to stop waiting to be told what to do. A lot of us, through public education systems, have been programmed to be told what to do and to wait and listen. And a lot of us, we're looking for the media, we're waiting for the next thing, the next update, the next notification, the next news article, the next video coming out that's going to tell us what to do, what's happening, how do we proceed. And so I would invite you to not wait to be told what to do, and to start creating solutions for yourself, and to take that action to create the life that you want to live. If you're afraid that there's not going to be enough food, start getting together as a community, maybe not physically if you're social distancing, but making those connections and getting some community food drives going for the people who don't have it. And, you know, maybe your neighbor has dug themselves a well and they can provide water for you, or maybe they have their own distillery for the water. Or what I'm saying is we can all take that action to create a solution instead of waiting for a check from the White House, which, I mean, I'll cash that check if they send it to me. But the point is, don't wait to be told what to do, and don't wait to be told how to respond. You can choose how you want to react. Because one of the big issues that a lot of us face is this Hegelian dialectic that we live with in the world. It's like one catastrophe after another presented by the media, and then the government's like, we will save you, here's the solution. So problem, reaction, solution. And so we are relying on organizations, on corporations, on the government to save us. But it is important not to give away your free will and your agency as a conscious creator to those powers that be in the world, and realize that this is your experience and you can choose to live for yourself, and you don't have to rely on an outside savior, because together we can all rely on each other as a collective, but we don't need to be told what to do by these authoritarian entities that exist in society. And I also want to throw a little mystic wisdom out there to my empaths, but I was kind of thinking it's making less and less sense to call people empaths in the world today, because we're going through the collective awakening and people are becoming more and more aware of their connection. We are all empaths, and we are all connected as a human species, and we are connected to all the plants, all the beautiful trees and animals, and every living thing, everything that exists is energetically connected. And so for the empaths that are feeling like they're responding to a lot of negativity, and they're feeling the energy and being absorbed in fear and panic in public places, and they're feeling sick because a lot of people are getting sick and they're worried about it, a tip that I have for you, if you feel like outside energy is affecting you and causing you to panic, is not shielding. A lot of people will advise for shielding and envisioning a cone of light surrounding you, and that can be helpful at times, but shielding is creating resistance. So people are trying to create a barrier between the outside energy of other people's emotions and themselves. What I would recommend is emanating your own energy, because you can't really block yourself off completely from everything, and you will create resistance if that is what you're trying to do. You're just like, no, get that energy away from me. You're focusing on it, so it's going to persist. So instead of shielding and creating that resistance, emanate your own energy, emanate your own field of love. So instead of thinking I'm in a little bubble myself, think I am like a flame or a ray of sunshine just emanating and flowing out into the universe. So instead of creating that resistance and trying to block everything off, emanate your own energy. Be grounded in your own energy, in your own loving energy, and let that emanate around you, and let that flow into the world around you, and be that beacon of light in the world, because we need more people to be doing that, and to get out of that fear-based mindset and that lack mindset that says there's not going to be enough and everything's going to go wrong. Be a pillar of light and emanate your own light out into the world, and that will help things align more to a more positive vibration and a higher energy. And if you don't feel like you can do that, there might be some emotional work that you need to do to ground yourself and get into your own energy. So what can help with that is meditation, doing some earthing, going out into nature, which a lot of places it's still totally cool to go out and go hiking in nature. They can't shut down all the trees. So just tap into your own energy so that you can emanate your own energy instead of absorbing the energy of others. Because we say that empaths can feel the feelings of others and absorb their energy, but it goes both ways, right? So if you can absorb the energy, you can also put out your own energy, because everyone has that capability of doing energy work and using their energy to affect the people and the environment around them. And speaking of the environment, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is looking to Mother Earth for an example of an energetic solution to what to do in this crisis. Everything is slowing down. This is a time for rest and reflection and thinking how we want to move forward. And what is Mother Earth doing right now? With everything that is closed down, so much pollution has gone down. The animals are coming back to hang out in spots that were too polluted to hang out before. There's lots of parts of the world that are healing with just this very short amount of time that we have been polluting the earth less. So as Mother Earth heals, take her as an example for yourself. Take this time to do that healing work that you need to do. Reflect on the way you've been living your life and the things that have been not ideal, that have been causing you pain, causing you hurt, and just take the time for yourself to just be. Allow yourself to heal naturally. You don't have to work for it and journal 1,000 pages and come to some amazing emotional epiphany about yourself, although that might happen. It might just happen. You never know. You don't have to force it. Just allow yourself to take this time to slow down and just do what comes to you. Get back into those things that you didn't have time for before. Like if you like reading, read a book. If you like music, get back into music. Whatever it is that makes you happy, start doing that again and just allow yourself to be and live your life. And that will be very healing for you in this moment, because a lot of people live with distress and stress and their hustle and bustle, get on the grind. You gotta achieve and create and make things and be a good producer. But right now you have an opportunity to slow down and to just be yourself and just stretch it out and say, wow, feels great to be me and have this human experience. And I've been feeling very grateful actually today. Throughout my day I've been feeling profound moments of peace, because I know that we're all going to be okay and this isn't the end, and this is going to be a great wake-up call for a lot of people. So we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to tap into the fear. Tap into your own energy, into your own peace, and allow yourself to heal, just like the earth is healing right now. And I'm not here to tell you that it's all going to be easy and it won't be challenging and you don't have to wash your hands. Yes, practice good hygiene and do everything you can. And if you feel like you want to stock up on food, for a little while just so you're prepared, that's cool. But don't tap into the fear. We want to be empowered and realize that we can create solutions for ourselves. So don't give in to the fear. And a lot of people are worrying about, how am I going to protect myself? How am I going to feed my family? How am I going to feed myself? Am I going to get sick? Am I going to die? But think about actually building communities, because we live in a world that has not been very human-focused. It is focused on corporation and prioritizing that dollar, the money, the profits, because a lot of people have been having their hours cut, so they don't have as much material means to support themselves, or some people are just straight up fired because we don't live in a human-centered culture. We live in a corporate-centered culture, that old world mindset that is dying slowly but faster every day, that prioritizes the dollar as what rules the land. But the dollar is going to become less and less important as things progress into the future, and people are going to prioritize their quality of life and the human experience and their communities and the people that we live with on this planet. So this is a big wake-up call, and think about actually helping other people. A lot of us are worried about ourselves and what we're going to do, but I've seen a lot of inspirational things from people, like making food banks in their community or just putting out extra food, on the curbside for anyone who might need it, and that's awesome. We're going to see a lot more of that moving into the future. We're going to get more tapped into our communities and learning that we can create the world we want to live in without being told by an authoritarian government or an authoritarian job or organization or corporation how we have to live our lives. Because this experience is for us, and the way that humanity has been going is not sustainable. Things have been getting better and better, but there's still a lot of corruption in the world that is causing people to live lesser lives than they otherwise could if we had a better social system that prioritizes the human experience and the quality of life of people rather than how much money we can make and how big that number in your bank account can get. That way of thinking is going to die away. So think about how you can build your communities, how you can help others. If you've got a little bit extra and you are fortunate enough to have a food supply stored away, help those people. You know, there are families out there that could really use some help, and you can be that pillar of light in this world to help others. And when you help others, you'll tap into your loving vibration and loving energy, and that will certainly help you to deal with the fear, because when you feel that love and you're out there helping other people in your community, you're not going to be afraid. You're going to feel good knowing that you are causing positive change in the world that you live in the world that you create. So there will be challenges ahead, but challenges make us stronger. The things that we deal with in life and have to overcome make us stronger, and they help us to grow, and they change the way that we see the world, and a lot of changes are coming up. So tap in to the love, not the fear. Don't let fear be what makes your decisions for you. Choose actions based out of good, positive energy and what you want to see in the world. So you don't have to wait for some corporation or government to come save you. You can take action for yourself and be empowered. And I really just wanted to send an empowering message right now, because I know a lot of people are afraid, but you don't have to be afraid. I'm giving you a big energy hug right now. I love you. You're gonna be okay. You're beautiful. Don't worry about a thing, because the only thing to fear is fear itself. So tap into your own energy, allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to rely on other people, to rely on your communities, and to help other people in the way that you can. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to just become a hermit and shut yourself out. You can connect to others and actually help the world, rather than living in fear that the world is going to overcome you and destroy you, but actually build a beautiful world that we can all live and share together. And I know I totally sound like a hippie, but come on, let's love each other and live in a beautiful world. I'm just starting to babble at this point, so we're gonna go ahead and end the video. I want to say much love to all of my allies out there. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe, donate to the Patreon, and I'll be seeing all of you on the next video. Bye.